software engineering, and I'm very glad to have the chance to present to all of you today. Yeah, so I would like to thank Mr. Reza from BTPK, PUPR, and also Mr. Stephanus from PRNT for organizing this and making today possible. Right, so before we begin, right, so some things to note. So everyone will be muted, and you may raise your hand if necessary, right? And there's a question box on the right side you can ask. And this webinar will be recorded, and the link will be sent to all participants. Right, so today, including myself, there will be 3 presenters. Firstly, we have Jason from Philippines. It is our customers excellence and technical support. And we have Mr. Siron Hoyut from Thailand, and myself, Max, from Singapore. Yep, so it's a very diverse geographical distribution today. We have people from over 4 countries in this webinar. So we thank you for your understanding regarding the quality, especially the sound or picture due to connectivity issues. And below we can see my team in Austria, Salzburg. So they are all supporting us from Austria as well. All right, my apologies. So, yep. Apologies for the technical glitch. Right, so you can see this will be the presenter today, right? And if you have any questions or regarding our product or any questions at all, you can contact Mr. Siswanto, Director of PT Practice Sarana Technology, and also myself. Yeah, you can take down the contacts below, or you can just leave your contacts in the questions box. Right, so short introduction for my company. We are part of the Dynamic Chat group, and I think some of you have also attended the All Plan webinar for the past 3 days. So as you can see, we are part of 16 strong brands under the Dynamic Chat group, which is listed in the German stock market. Yeah. So for the whole company-wide, we have over 2,500 employees around the world, and under us we have multiple brands, including Allplan, Solibri, Graphisoft, etc., etc. And we spread over 3 major part of this BIM, the whole BIM environment, from design, build to manage. And we actually work very closely with each other to develop good products for our customers. Right, so for Precast software engineering, we actually carry 2 major products. One is PLANBAR, which is a comprehensive solution for high quality industrialized precast parts design. And today my team will be mainly talking about PLANBAR. And we also have a team which stands for Technical Information and Integration Manager, which is a platform for you to manage your whole precast process as a single source of truth, which I think all of us, or most of us has heard of this term in the whole BIM situation, right? And we will be briefly talking about this as well. So for BIM, actually is a very hot topic that I think Mr. Reza also explained very clearly, and I think my colleague in our plan also has explained quite substantially over the past few days, right? So for BIM, it's actually part of a bigger scheme of things that in Singapore we have actually adopted. So the first step is actually BIM, whereby you have all this 3D information and the design analysis, etc. Then for the next step, we have the VDC, which is virtual design and construction, encompassing BIM to field. So you use information from BIM and applies it to the actual construction itself. And lastly, what we are doing now is actually called the IDD, Integrated Design and So this is actually the whole ecosystem from BIM to field and also to maintenance of the building as well. So we have facilities management, or even all this maintenance of the building, etc., and also sustainability issues. And for today, we would like to talk about more on what is actually BIM in precast system, right? So firstly, we have the advanced precast system, precast concrete system, whereby you have different principles which has to be adopted for more efficient precast design. So we can see that there's mechanical joints instead of using grouting, and we have larger standardized precast panel slabs for easier manufacturing and construction. And we also have the integrated precast components, whereby you can make use of the manufacturing capabilities to construct and build more complex structure in a factory environment, so you can control the quality better as well. And one very hot topic currently is actually PBU and PBVC, which is a prefabricated bathroom units or prefabricated volumetric construction. Right, so this is actually slightly different from an individual precast panel, and the advantage is actually quite significant in terms of the time saving, the safety, the quality, and also the manpower reduction. So one case is that in Singapore we have a project which should have taken 12 months to complete, but with PBU and PBVC, the time was shortened to 4 months. And with most of the manufacturing actually happen in the factory environment, there is lesser chance of accidents on construction sites. And also in the factory environment, you can control the quality better as well. Then for manpower, especially in European or in Singapore, where manpower is slightly more expensive, so manpower cost saving is actually quite significant as well. But for this PBVC and PBU construction, you will need to have a very close collaboration using BIM solutions, right? So from planning to negotiations between stakeholders, to discussion on how the sequence of constructions, to transporting, to hoisting, all this has to be closely collaborated excuse me, to make sure that this prefabricated unit can actually be used on site, and it will be very costly to dismantle or rectify if anything goes wrong. Right, so this is a very short video on how actually we can use our solution for this PBU and PBVC construction. So is all these individual elements are actually pre-designed, and you can just allocate it in the plan itself. And as you can see from here as well, we have multiple different views from 3D to 2D, and I will explain it briefly again later on how this actually helps people to use our software easier and learn faster as well. So PVVC is actually quite popular in Singapore, and the government is also pushing very hard for this initiative. And for design wise, I think it will be easier because ideally all the components should be standardized more or less. Right, so you can see all the details, and my colleague will demonstrate to you on the interface later, right? Right. Another thing that we stand for is actually open BIM. So I think this is also one of the hot topic in the industry, because I think on the market, no solution it is 100% no solution can do every single task. But for precast software engineering, I think it encompasses more or less most of the stages in the precast project workflow, right? So with a open BIM platform, we actually uses the IFC model to achieve interoperability with other softwares, including the more popular ones like Revit, etc. Right? And we even take it to another step, and we are actually able to produce precast parts from IFC models. So we send the data directly to these machineries, and they will read the IFC model, and it will be produced automatically. And we also have the MEP assistant, which we will also show you later, right? And it's integration of the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing model to our precast model, and it will actually save you a lot of time. Right, so we are part of this IFC for precast group, and on this on the third person on the bottom left is actually my CEO back in Austria, Salzburg, Austria. Yes, so we are in a group to discuss what is actually the standard for this IFC for precast. And as you can see, there are multiple benefits from it. You can achieve optimal interaction between CAD and MES system, reduce the coordination time, and there will be a clear traceability and accountability for all the models that you built in real time. Right, so for BIM in practice, I think one of the key things that we want to achieve is that you can encompasses all the stakeholders. You have the MEP designers to come and to incorporate their models in the precast model. You can send a precast model to structure analysis for the structure engineers. Then they will check on the structure integrity of the whole model, etc. And this is actually achieved by our open BIM concept through IFC file. Yeah. So this is some of the maybe a sneak preview of how we import IFC data into our precast model. So you can see we just drag the MEP model inside to this file, and we can select what kind of openings that we want through this very simple list. Right, then you load these fixtures or installations on this precast model, and all this will be done automatically in a very short period of time. So for this whole video is around, I think, 1 minute, and we can actually import the MEP model, create openings and fixtures, then create a shop drawing directly from this. And what more is that we can actually use the data to send to machineries and for production. So you can see that all these shop drawings are actually completed just like that. And my colleague will actually show you how easy it is to create and change shop drawings afterwards. Shop drawings are actually completed just like that. And why we are so integrated planning is one of our philosophy when we created our software. So we want to make sure that all these project workflows in a very smooth way so that we minimize the information loss from calculation to design to work preparation to production to data and report, and lastly to information management even on a mobile platform. So this is the curve that we want to achieve. You can see from here, right? Every step you have different stakeholders taking charge of these shop drawings or architectural drawings, for example. And when it's passed on to the next stakeholders, some information is lost on the way because nobody is perfect. Maybe you left out some information, or you send the information slower. This kind of human errors. But with machine and computer or technology, we can eliminate all this and achieve a smoother curve, as you can see here. And other than that, we also stands for Open BIM, right? So this is actually the benefits that we have with MEP Assistant and IFC Assistant to reduce this data loss when you are doing your precast design. And so the whole process is actually quite simple if you know AutoCAD, for example. So from 2D, you can create a 3D model, right? For the whole, then you can create the shop drawings in a very quick and efficient and error-free way. So I think a lot of people sometimes when they create shop drawings or when they adopt BIM, they will do the shop drawing first. Then afterwards, they will create a 3D model, which is actually counterintuitive if you think about it. So these are also some of the capabilities that we have, and we have actually a database for some of these more common, or you can actually download these connections from the supplier's website, and you can incorporate it in our PLANBAR solution. And because BIM is it will consume a lot of computing power. If you think that one precast element maybe 5 megabytes or 6 megabytes, for example, and when you have 1,000 or 2,000 precast parts in the whole project, and you have over like 6 or 10 projects, and all this data becomes unmanageable, right? So we also continuously improve our solution to make it faster, so that it will not consume so much computing power. And we also come out with innovative ways to identify similar precast elements in the project, and we group them together to manage them together, right? So you can change one precast element, and if they are the same, it can be applied to the rest of similar precast element as well. So it will be synchronized and updated automatically, and it will help you to manage this project better as well. Right, so element plan is actually one of our key feature that we want to encourage, because ultimately what matters is actually the shop drawing, which has to be used for production, right? So with PLANBAR you can work in 2D, which is a more familiar ways for features as well. So depending on your skill set and your confidence level, you can choose which one you want to use. So later my colleague will also demonstrate to you how this 2D and 3D interacts with each other. By changing the shop drawings, you can change your 3D model, or from 3D model you can change the details in your shop drawing almost immediately. So you don't have to do multiple steps to make the changes. And next pain point that we see a lot from, let's say, BIM modelers is Rebar Detailing, right? So there are a lot of standards, British standard, European standards, etc. And you have to make sure this rebar is actually compliant with these standards, and you have all these different openings, etc. Right? And it will be very tedious to put in one by one. But with our solution, there is some automatic reinforcement placements, and all this information can also be used for example, mesh routing system. And I think that for now, I can say that we are the only one who can guarantee that our data is actually compatible with this mesh routing system. All right, so maybe let me just pass the screen to my colleague, right? And he will show you the actual demonstration on how this can be done. So, Siren, please, I'll pass the presentation to you.
Okay, thank you, Max. Wait a few minutes. Okay. Okay, thank you, Max. Hello, everyone. My name is Silan from Thailand. Today, our topic is the ultimate precast workflow with PLANBAR and Team Pass 1. I work as a precast solution manager concentrating in the BIM precast workflow. Today, I would like to talk with you about how to use tools from PLANBAR to create facade wall elements, precast wall, and precast slab. So, customers in Thailand who are using PLANBAR to build up 3D modeling for the facade wall elements. And I will show you now how PLANBAR working. Okay. So if you want to make a facade wall elements with this, I want to create wall in this area. So let's start with architecture wall. Okay, I just make one wall here with 10 centimeter thickness. Okay, we have wall here. And then from architecture wall, we change architecture wall to the precast wall. We got it already, precast wall. So in the design window, you can change or input any value that you want to show in your layout. For example, right now at the moment, the precast type is a type LG1, but I want to change to type LGA. You just type it in the box of the additional attribute, and then you will get the result like this. So after you have done the design of the precast wall elements, you can use the connections from the design to make a wall segmentation. From the wall segmentation, you just click on the precast wall. And then you can choose the connection that you want to have. So, okay, and here, and here, yes. And then one more, I want to make a wall segmentation at here. I just click on that. And now you have a new wall with the new name, and of course you can see some information about the width of each precast wall. It's a 1.85 ton right now at the moment. So from here you can create reinforcement by using basic reinforcement and select precast wall, and in a few seconds you will get the reinforcement. Okay. This one. Okay. Change some setting here. Okay. Okay. And then I want to create some fixture from existing wall element. I can transfer element from existing element by select. And now you get all the objects that you want to have. Okay. And if you want to have the shop drawing, just click on Precast wall elements and you will get the shop drawing. But with the details of the shop drawing, my colleague Jason will explain you again how to create this shop drawing. Okay, and if you want to let's say create some additional elements for your facade wall element, when you look at this facade wall elements, right now at the moment you don't have sunshade on the top of the window, right? In PLANBAR, it's very easy to do it. You just go to fixture and then select picture and draw it. In a few minutes you will get sunshade on the top of the window. And of course, if you want to, let's say, create the connection at the top of the wall or even bottom of facade wall, we have possibility to do it by in a few clicks. You just select fixture that you have and you just draw it, and now you get top key of your facade. And even at the bottom of your facade element. Again, a minute. Okay, this is horizontal connection for your facade wall element at bottom, and this is horizontal connection for your top facade elements. But and in case of you want to make some opening, we also have possibility to do it by using cutout. You just use negative and then define size of your opening and depth of it. And right now at the moment you have opening, and at any time you can delete it if you don't want to have it. Okay, but for the facade elements, if you have the complexity of elements, you can use our new technology that we say is Python path. From the Python path, you just select Python path that you have in your catalog. That's it. And then you will get all the things that you want to have now. But with the Python path, it is a parametrics. So parametric modeling from Python path is helpful for you to, let's say, resize of your geometry, even height of your facade wall elements. And of course, you can switch on off reinforcement. And now you can see when we resize your facade wall elements, reinforcement automatically adjusts according to your configuration. Okay, let's switch off reinforcement. And for the shading, if you don't want to have shading, you just uncheck options in your Python path. And this is the result of your facade wall element. Okay. And of course, if you want to modify horizontal connection, we also have possibility to change type of the connection on the top and on the bottom. It depends on your design. Okay. And for the Python path, actually, it's not just the just the facade elements. You can use Python part to fulfill all your design. Let's say, for example, if you want to have automatic reinforcement, we also have an example of Python part in our system for slab, for the beam, for the column, or for the T-beam, whatever it is. You can see in the example of the Python part in our catalog. Okay, this is the facade wall elements. And the next one is I would like to show you how to create precast wall elements. Okay, let's start with the PDF file. Imagine if you want to build up 3D modeling from 2D, and sometimes you don't have 3D, you don't have DWG file from the designer or from our owner. Mostly you get a PDF file, right? So with PLANBAR, we are really open for this technology. We can drag and drop PDF file and then select number of page you want to import. Let's say number 3. From the number 3, now you get the data from PDF in PLANBAR. So we just assign PDF as the reference because we want to build up the wall. So from here, I will show you how to create wall. I just, want to create wall from here to here, and here to here, and here, and here. Sorry, is something wrong? Is that middle? Okay, I just move it if something wrong, but okay, it's not wrong right now at the moment. Let's say I have done one outer wall at the moment, and inner wall, of course, you can draw it again, but I can mirror it from existing at the moment. In here and here. Okay, and if there is some clashes between two walls, it appears in the yellow. You just delete it. Okay, and now we have done the, let's say, the wall, and if you want to create some, let's say, some window opening in PLANBAR, it's very easy. You just go to window opening and of this define height of opening in the properties window, and then I would like to have our opening for the window at here. I just click on it, and okay, I need 1000 from the left, and width of opening 1080, 1800. Yes, now get opening here. Okay, let's say I have done the precast wall, and now I want to make a precast wall elements. I just go to design again, and from the design, I have to select precast, architecture wall. In a few minutes, in a few seconds, you will get precast wall elements. And you can, let's say, modify mark number. If you want to have the, you want to start first mark number from 101, you just change in label mark number to 101. And then the first wall will start from 101. And of course, in additional text, you can customize any additional text from W to WA with dash, with any symbol that you want to show. And it's not fixed actually. For the information showing now on the screen, If you want to customize any information showing in layout, you can do it by your own. Okay, after I have done to the design of the Precast wall elements, I have to go again to connection. From the connection, I just want to make a L connection. Select, and you get L connection at the moment. And if you want to have it on the other side, you just go to section and change to the other side. Even here. And the connection at here is not fixed actually, it's a parametrics. Let's say, for example, if I want to have a connection at here, and this is actually the three direction of connection, and you can see now we have the 3 while loops. If I want to have 4 while loops, it's very easy actually, because it is a parametrics. You just select and change offset to 20, and now you get 4 or 5 connection, depends on your parameters. Okay, and in case of you want to make a wall segmentation at here, you just click here, and of course you can change to, let's say, this type of the connection. And don't worry about your standard. For any type of the connection that you have in your design, from your design, you can adapt it by using PLANBAR. Because our solution is really open for you to customize anything that you want to do. Okay. And then after I have done, let's say, connection for the wall, I go to basic reinforcement. From the basic reinforcement, I want to create reinforcement with any items. Need to have. You can see now in a few seconds you have listing both, you have reinforcement, you have corrugated pipe, and of course you can set a loop. If you have a fixture or items here, the system will automatically cut reinforcement. It depends on you. We are really open for that. If you don't want to cut out reinforcement because of you have a fixture here or you have items here, we are really open for you to customize it. And okay, what happens if I come back to the design again and go to connection, because I want to create connection at here. I create connection again, and now you can see the system will automatically create the new reinforcement with the two different parts of the wall that we are create a connection. Okay, and okay, if I come back to model view again, from the model view, if I want to let's say have some opening. Now you can see what happened. The system will automatically generate extra reinforcement around opening. And of course, reinforcement also cut out because you have opening here. And in case of you have to resize openings, you can see what happened after this. The system will regenerate position of lifting bolt according to your CG. Even the extra reinforcement already moved. Position of connector already moved because of your condition. So for the precast wall, we have a more automatic system to help you to increasing your productivity. Let's say, for example, if you want to build up the 3D modeling, we have a better tool for you to use. Okay, that's all for the precast wall. But not the last, because for the precast wall, it's not just the concrete wall. If you want to create double wall system, sandwich wall, thermal wall, and wall consisting for n layers, we also have solution as well. It's not just only concrete wall available from PLANBAR at the moment. We have various types of wall, precast wall that you can using from PLANBAR. Okay. And the next one is I would like to show you how to create precast slab. To create precast slab, okay, I switch off PDF. Open just our precast wall. When you look in the design of precast slab, we also have various types of slab. Top floor, hollow core elements, precast, pre-state hollow core, concrete slab, and so on and so on. So let's start with the concrete slab. From this concrete slab, actually you have to define thickness of your slab, define concrete grade, covering, and everything that you want to do for the preset, you want to have for the preset, even the additional text for mark number. And of course, you have to define connection or connecting between elements. And in case of you have bend bar, like the joints between elements, you can also predefine at this window. Okay, let's start with the basic slab. For the basic slab, I just click on this area. And now you can see we have slab already. In this, when I say okay, you will get all the things that you want to have. For example, connect joints between elements, lifting angle for slab, okay, and reinforcement. And now you can see on this side there is no joint because of this is end face. This for the wall. If you want to modify it, you just modify this side and select on this side. And from here, you can define joint. And when I say okay, now we have joint here. Okay. And in case of you have bar protrusion or extrude from precast slab elements, we also have possibility to do it. You just go to properties, connecting joint, and okay, I have to activate bending shape. Of course, I have to prepare it already. And now you can see what I have when I click OK. You have bar protrusion or bar extrude from your precast wall element as a reinforcement connection. If you want to have different shape for the connection, our solution also are available for you. You can choose which one is fine for you, but don't forget to assign any value for any bending shape. Otherwise, you will not get any result. And when you and when you asking about end connection on the left and on the right, and on the longitudinal side, you can also have it. I just go to design again, and from the design I have to go to bar projection. From the bar projection, I just load the setting for the bar connection, and then I say OK. Now you can get bar connection at the end phase, or from the start at the end. Okay. And if you want to modify reinforcement, you just modify design and select reinforcement that you want to change. For example, I want to change from 24/10 to 20/10, and then I just say OK, and the system will update reinforcement for you with any, let's say, joint detail. And okay, when we look at slab segmentation, if you want to, let's say, resize of your slab segmentation, you can use this function to make the new slab segmentation. Just click on it and escape. The system will generate new slab segmentation. And of course, you can modify support as well. For example, if I want to make the support longer than a wall, firstly I have to make a support separation, and after I have make a support separation, I click on this support, and support which should change from 4 centimeter to 20 centimeter, and then I'm OK, and then I'm OK. And now you can see support is already extended from the beginning around 20 centimeter. And when you want to, let's say, have some opening on this slab, I have to okay, start a bit with few. Okay, when I want to make some opening in the middle of the slab, I just make it, and then the system will automatically cut out reinforcement, even changing everything as you preset before in your catalog, in your configuration. And of course, extra bar opening are also available, but I'm not showing in my setting right now at the moment. But when you move something, when you, let's say, move, it's also update, resize. Okay, And you can copy opening from this slab to this slab as well. And if you want to resize your slab, you can do it easier by using stage entity. And in case of you want to change the, let's say, thickness of slab or whatever it is, you just go to the design, change parameter, and this is a parameter for slab thickness. You can change it at any time that you want. And on the other thing is, if you are not fine with this slab direction, you just go to span direction. In the span direction now, I want to go to 0 degree. And then I go to set fixed point, make element division here. I'll say OK. So you can see now our solution is very easy to make the modification, update all the things that you have to do for the slab, for example, opening, and of course I just delete opening and the rest will be updated. And if you want to copy it, it's really easy actually. You just copy or mirror, and now you will get a slab like this. Okay. And the next one is half floor. Let me delete this one, and then I have to hide. Yes. For the half floor, normally half floor we have girder or we have alpha touch, right? So if I want to have half floor on this area, I just use area detection and click on it. The system will generate automatically half floor slab with the segmentation. If you are not fine with this, you can again change the slab segmentation easily by clicking. And of course, you can change starting point. But okay, at the moment, width of houses is over limitation. I just delete it and create a new slab segmentation at here. Okay, it's not fine actually. Okay, or I change span direction to here. It should be fine. And then I say okay. And what happened? You can see now we have half slab with wire mesh at bottom, and on top of wire mesh we put girder, right? And for the girder, you have possibility to move it by manually if you want. This is after, and this is before. Okay. Or you can go to modify design, and then from here you can go to lattice girder, and okay, you want to lock spacing of the girder. Let's say for example standard is 40 centimeter or maybe 60 centimeter. At the moment I need 20 or 200 actually, because I'm working millimeters. And then I just say okay and okay. And now this is a result of the girder. It's the same actually with concrete slab as well. About opening, if I want to make an opening here, the system will automatically generate or cut out reinforcement with girder. Even you move it, it is same actually. Okay, this is because of the minimum length of your girder cannot produce from the machine. That's why our system will not creating any girder at here, but you can make a manual secondary girder by using secondary girder. But okay, at the moment I'm not showing any more regarding the secondary girder. Okay. And the last one from my side at the moment is hollow. When we talk about hollow, actually you normally you have machines to produce or to create a hollow slab element, right? With a hollow slab elements, when you look at type of hollow, you can create any type of hollow that you want to have. I will go deeply in a little bit detail of configuration of hollow core. If I go to hollow core, you can customize your profile of your hollow core. You just have to define parameter. Let's say, for example, panel thickness, number of your core, and even let's say standard panel width, minimum fit panel width, and so on and so on. So after you have done the catalog for your hollow core, to make hollow core in the 3D is very easy actually. You just go to properties from hollow core and then select type of hollow core that you want to have. And from here, I just want to create VSD 8.16. And again, I have to use area detection. From area detection, I just click on it. And now you get hollow core. It's very easy to make a hollow core system. The cutting it will following the rules or conditions of your configuration, because we are not allow you to cut your hollow core as web of hollow core, right? But this is not on the restriction of the rules. So that's why the system showing the cutting at this area. Okay, it's the same actually with the slab elements. If you want to change span direction, just go to here and change to 0. Okay. Even the, let's say, type of hollow core you can change at any time. Connecting joints of hollow core as well is also available. And one more thing I want to explain you for slab modules. In the slab module, you know if we have various types of slab. But mostly people ask me about if you want to, let's say, move up or move down our position, our level of the slab, how to do it. You just go to height and then define here, okay, I want to move down my slab minus 500. I just put minus 500 here. And then if I don't want to use area detection, I just, okay, say no area detection. And then I go to concrete slab again. And from the concrete slab, I just, okay, define okay. And if you, let's say, don't want to have any joint, yes, you can do as well. You just click and say, okay, no, I don't want to have joint here. But at the fetch, okay, at fetch, I need. And okay, now go with 2040. Of course, new segmentation. And this is the gap between elements. It's just 1 millimeter. I go with 10 millimeter. Whatever you want, you can do before you say okay. And then I just say okay. And now you get all the thing. Or even the listing. In the listing, actually, when I go to listing board, we have 3 options right now at the moment available. We have based on weight starting at the center of the cavity, or based on panel length starting at outer edge. You can check by your own how it works. Okay, so regarding to slab element, and again, if I have more possibilities to show you right now at the moment. Okay, if you want to, let's say, change steel gauge, you can do here, and even you can add more reinforcement by using attached reinforcement. You can go to longitudinal bars and crossbar. And of course, for the shop drawing, you just click on it, and then you will get the shop drawing for the slab. But I will not explain you anymore because my colleague Jason, he will take over this part. But for the shop drawing, we are really flexible for you to, let's say, make anything that you want to have. Okay. So, regarding to the question, Sevan, you want to talk something to him? Because someone is asking for automatic placement for lifting hook. If you can confident to present, then you can show. You mean for, sorry, the question is, you mean for wall or you mean for step or for both? Okay, maybe I can show you for both. Makes sense to do. I come back to wall. Now you can see this is automatic lifting bow or lifting ankle. Okay, I have to come back to properties, to the basic reinforcement. Okay, and then in the lifting both, you have many possibilities to, let's say, to set the condition and rules to have the automatic lifting both. And of course, we have automatic lifting bow, and this is a window that you can set any parameter or set any condition for your lifting bow. This is for wall. And for slab as well, as I show you, when you go to this, and lifting bow. On the lifting bow, we have 3 options to get or create automatic lifting bow. We have option 1, we have option 2, and we have option 3. So for the slab and wall, I would say we have automatic lifting bow, and you can use this automatic system to create your lifting bow for slab, for example. Okay, maybe this is that all from my part, and then I will pass my screen to Mr. Jess and my colleagues who will responsible for next topic. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Mo. So now, to continue the topic that my colleague was presented, so I will be discussing now regarding the different types of precast that you can do using the structural precast elements. So aside from those precast eye walls or walls and eye slabs, we have another module that called structural precast elements. So because there's a lot of elements that you can possibly do. So just the background for this, it was commonly used for columns, beams, staircase, and other shapes. Especially if you can see, there are some volumetric or irregular shapes. It can also be used as simple shapes as well. So if you can see from this one is actually a slab. So you can still use the structural precast elements. As what I mentioned, so you can have the wall, different types of wall. You can have the column. You also have the beams. So you can use beams. You can create very complicated beams. And as what Max told us earlier, that the PPVC PBU is actually made of structural precast elements. So to show you more on the project, real project, I will just open a project. So just to have a background of this project, which composed of 10 blocks and about 16 story per block, plus basement, edex, and roof. So the PC elements here, as what you can see here, is actually all are precast. Even the simple ones, as what I mentioned, simple walls. You have also for the lift core area, you have the ducts, the staircase, etc. So it means the structural precast elements is actually possible to do in any shape, to use to any shape. So I will try to show you that, like for example, on this featured roof. So it's something like an irregular shape. Okay. And if I can load the detail of this, then you can see that this kind of shape here is really possible to do using the eye or the structural precast elements. Use precast elements, especially for irregular shapes. So I will just load maybe the level 3. And by the way, this project is actually a 29-story office office development with a 5-story podium consisting of a first story restaurant, second story is the main lobby, and the 3-story car park. So all of the elements here are actually precast also. So maybe I just open this. Just a third story, and just to have the dimension. So you can see, just to show you that when you have a huge project with a big or a different type of precast elements, then you can still use PLANBAR to create them as a precast using the structural precast elements. So as you can see, there are beams that is actually almost a 9 meter and with almost 10 meters. So excluding this part. So if I'm going to show you closer, so this part is that one. So it's really a big beam. This beam actually depth is about 1.2 depth, 1.2 meters. Okay, so now to show you, I will go back to my project to show you how to use the structural precast elements. So again, these are the samples. So the PBBC or the PBBC PBU is this one. So how can you use the structural precast elements? So first is actually you can do the same procedure as what my colleague showed. If you have PDF, you can use the PDF to refer. But at the moment, since I will be doing just an individual element, so I will just going to show you how to create a precast element using structural precast module. So first is you're just going to use this 3D modeling, and you can just say, I will create a 3D object to make a column. So I will specify the dimension of 1.5 by 1 meter and the height of 2.5 meters. So initially, this will be your precast elements. Then, I mean the 3D model. So to convert this as a precast elements, you just have to go to this precast elements and select this icon, which is the structural precast elements. And I will just load my predefined. Okay. So you have this properties, a column, 3D, and then PC precast. So just have to fill it all the informations here that you need to, including the dimensions if you need it. So I will select the 3D element, and once you have this marking, it is actually a precast element already. So how are you going to cut, or how are you going to make this how to make this 3D model to be the same as per the standard? So let's say, for example, I'm going to put reinforcement. So since this one is a precast, I can already put a reinforcement. And basically, I will use first maybe the links. And then, by the way, I can go to create views or edit element, same as my colleague has done. So you have the top, side, and the front view. So again, I'll start with putting placing the reinforcement. So once you have created this 3D object to become precast element, you can have this reinforcement specifying what are the types that you're going to use or shapes. So you have different shapes here. And then let's say I will use first the links. So I will just load my preset and say I'm going to place bars here. So as you can see, it's adopting the shape. And I can say place bar shape. And as you can see, you can have the bars there. But on this case, you can still modify the spacing. So you can have, maybe I just stretched it a little bit. Okay. You have the spacing of maybe 150. You can change from this setting. Or you can predefine the spacing that you want to have. So for example, I want to space from this area be 1000 to have a spacing of 100. Oops, 100. Then another placing bar from here to be maybe 200. Where is my setting? So you will have this different spacing for your links. So as you can see, it's already inside. Next, let's try to put the vertical bars. So how are you going to put? It is actually the same. So you're just going to, okay, you have to create the bars and just choose the shape that you're going to use. So let's say, for example, the straight bar, that's for the vertical. And I will just load my preset. And if you're going to look at this, I'm going to check this one in adapting my boundary. So if I click here, and I can say my place bar. So it's the same procedure as what we did in the links. So I just specify from here to here, and that's what you can see. From here you have the bars there. So we just have to modify the spacing, so maybe just to maximize it. Okay, and as you can see, you can change the bars before you place them, the concrete covers. So again, I can do again one more time for the other side. So I just close this one. Okay, again, so bars. And just to show you, so I will just put this 175 and this one is 175. So as you can see, when you modify from this concrete covers, it's automatically adjusting from here. So this will be your guide. Okay, so and I'm going to place the same way as what we did, and let's see, from here to here again, and it placed on the other side. Okay, so another thing, you want to put more bars, we can complete this one. Maybe you can just do a mirror since they're already placed, so we can just say mirror from here to here, and maybe this here to here. So as you can see from the model, it's already updating. So the next thing is, actually you can place all different kinds of bars. So maybe we can try to put also the hooks. So maybe I just use form here with a straight bar with hooks. Okay, and then you just predefine what will be the setting. So maybe I can just place my hooks instead of expand to adopt edges. I will just remove that and just select just this part and this part. So as you can see, I have already the hook shape. So you can still modify this if you want to have a longer hook length. You can say change from here, or even you can also the degree, if you say 90, you can just use as 90. So it depends on your design standards. And then you get to do place again the bars. And maybe I can just say automatic placing of the hooks. Okay? So it's really easy to place or create bars using PLANBAR. Then the next thing I can put is maybe another links inside. So I will just place another bar shape and create the shape of stirrup closed, and now it's a link for inside, so maybe I can just from here to here, and I will just say this will be the location of my hook. Okay, should be this one. You can modify again, so let's say the concrete cover from this side maybe 25. This one will be 32, 25, okay, 32, and that should be it, just to fit in here. And then you can place bar shape automatically. So you can see from here, I can make it more visible. So I will just change the transparency, so maybe about 49 or 50. So you can see all the reinforcements can be placed here at this short time. So another thing that you can do for this Precast elements to make it more a little bit complicated, maybe you can put also some fixtures or curb on top. So I will just put some fixture, like I think my colleague already shown you. They have some different levels on top and bottom. This is something like to prevent for something like a waterproofing. So once you have placed that, and as you can see from here, you will have this curve. Again, let's say we put it for the bottom, so we'll just do the same. We place this fixture, and let's see on the top bottom. So I just press escape and say okay. So as you can see, the bottom becomes cut off. So if let's say I do a proper demonstration, maybe to see how it looks like, so I'll just make it 0 first, and then for your concrete, maybe just a copy on top of it, and as you can see, you will have this connection. Okay, so the next thing is maybe, let's say you have a cutout, need to provide a cutout for your slab. So since this one is a 3D, made from a 3D object, or still a 3D object, you can say that you can use the modeling here, and then the extrude. And let's say, for example, I want to have a cutout from this portion up to somewhere maybe here, let's say, and a drop of 200. Oops, sorry, it's additional. So maybe I can just cut out again from here, point to point, and should be on the z-axis, and it should be negative, so it should be 200. So as you can see, you will have a cutout here, and it's still a precast. And let's say, for example, you also have opening, a small opening, maybe at the middle or somewhere. We can use also again this one and say a circle. So let's just say I will have to use this circle, or maybe I have to provide something. But maybe if, let's say, this box, a cut out, just to have a shape. And as you can see, you can have your hole at the middle. Well, basically, because this one is a precast structural module, and we have placed the bars by ourselves, so definitely the software will not recognize if it will be cut or not. So in this case, you need to adjust uh, by yourself according to the openings. So if you need to adjust some bars, then you have to do it manually by moving it. The next thing, and let's say for example, you need to also put some fixtures, so you can easily put them by placing maybe the splice sleeve, and then say I'm going to place okay somewhere at this point and this point. Okay, so as you can see, it's inside your bars. Okay, and maybe we can place also the fixture for the lifting, so we can just place it somewhere here and maybe drop a little bit because the part is up again. So let's put it here and drop. Nope, sorry. Okay, and then we can also adjust it from top to maybe about 200 z-axis. So from here, y negative 200. Oop. Make it more lower, so maybe and just say from here to here. It's actually there anyway. So that's how you're going to create your precast elements. If you have some other cutouts or openings, then you can just use the same procedure as what I did. We can also use another type of cutouts or a fixture wherein you can use this also if let's say I have opening from here to here and the height of from here to here. So it's possible also that you can use this tool. So this one is called the modified precast element. You can move this, you can still move this in any place that you want it to be. So in compared to this one, it is already directly done using the 3D elements. So what you can do is still can do movement by stretching, but for this, for the other one, it's not possible to do. It's still possible to do by just moving and clicking this shape linear fixture, and you can place it anywhere. So basically, this is the basic or the workflow that you're going to do when you're going to use the structural precast elements. So after this, and let's say you have complied all the standards for the design of the column, you can now generate the shop drawing for this. So I have a shop drawing generated from this column with the corresponding bar shapes, as you can see from here. And as I can show you, you can modify the bars. Let's say you need to maybe crank a few. So maybe even if I put the reference here, as you can see, my shop drawing also changed. Okay. And as what I can do, maybe I just a little bit refresh. And as what you can see from here, I have added this bar, wherein you have these bars bended. And if I show you the 3D, how it looks like, so it's something like this. So it's still possible to modify, even you have created the shop drawing for it, and it automatically updates, even if you're working with 2D to 3D or 3D to 2D. Okay, so that will be just a presentation for the structural precast elements. Now, since we opened up for the element plan, I will show you that in the matter of maybe few seconds for this number of precast. So I have different size, different shape, um, lengths with reinforcement and with knot. So if I'm going to generate the precast elements for this, what I can do here, I will just show you how it's easy to generate it. So I will just go to shop drawing, and then hopefully you can see just okay, just to have it more clearer view. So if I go to my precast and I use this batch run, batch run, and I will just select this, and it's now exporting its element plan. And as you can see from your from your folder, it is actually automatically exporting each element. Okay, so it's done. I think it's about only 20 seconds. So if I'm going to show you maybe this one, so I'll show you some PDF. So it doesn't matter how big or how small your element or your shop drawing, PLANBAR is automatically giving you the option to find the proper or correct scale for your drawings. So another is maybe the longest one. Let's see what will be the even this one. So at the moment we don't have any reinforcements. You don't have the reinforcement here. So let's say for example we put some bars there. So we go back to PLANBAR. Maximize this. So maybe we can have edit element for this and create. So maybe I can just create also the shop drawing so that it will be easier to see that everything. There's a bar, and once you have placed that bar, okay, what you're going to do is just have to click on this and say refresh, and it will give you automatically your bars detail. So let's say for example I'm going to put the splice sleeve, so maybe this one somewhere here, and place there, so I can say okay, and it automatically adopts the dimension. As you can see from there, it becomes 152, and we can update again the element plan, and you should have your detail coming out from there. Okay, so even if you move here your fixture, even if you move from, maybe you can see from the model also. Let's make it an isometric view, and you can see it's whatever you put on your shop drawing, it automatically adopts your 3D model. So if I move it here, your dimension automatically follows. If I add a few more, so as you can see, the dimensions is actually adapting it. Okay. So this is actually the how shows you how fast to generate the shop drawing of any kind of individual or shape or type of precast elements. So just to give you a background of a little bit of setting, from since we're talking about the element plan. So if we go to the catalog, and I can show you this setting, it is actually I have created different layouts with a different scale. So basically, if you have different scales, then it will be the software will know what will be the proper or the correct layout or element plan for every single structural precast elements. So this is very easy for the program to recognize. As what I have shown you, when we export the shop drawing, it is actually about 20 seconds to export just these few elements, or maybe lesser. Okay, so that will end my topic for the structural precast elements. So if you have some questions, you can write on.
So, all right. So thank you, Jason, and
Thank you, Max.
for your wonderful presentation. So I think some of you has also been asking exactly how we are different from our competitors, for example, right? So my colleague has demonstrated how to create precast elements from scratch, and also all the way until shop drawings with much easier compared to our competitors. So for us, PLANBAR is actually a BIM solution with extensive CAD capabilities, right? So you can see that we can work in 2Ds and 3Ds, but for, let's say, Revit or Tekla is mostly in 3D modeling. And it is actually quite, I think it is actually quite difficult to work in 2D, because a lot of us are actually more used to working with AutoCAD, for example. So you draw lines in 2Ds. Then with PLANBAR, you can transform these lines into 3D models, and it actually works vice versa. Means you can, if you like, you can work in 3D, no problem. But if you want, you also can work in 2D, and we will generate the 3D models to your satisfaction. And actually, this results in shorter learning curve if you think about it, right? So I have a customer who is 60 years old. He is a director of a company, and when he saw our solution, he has some background in AutoCAD drafting. So when he saw our solution, he was thinking like, oh, I can actually learn it myself instead of asking my younger designers or drafters to learn a completely new software. Right, and one key important advantage that we have is also in the shop drawing creation and alteration using our element plan technology. So Jason has also demonstrated how easy it is for 2D and 3D model to work together and come up with an accurate shop drawing. So you don't have to keep changing or keep altering your shop drawing catalog or even your presentation. The computer of the PLANBAR will automatically detect which one is the best layout for your precast element, and it will automatically show the details, the changes, bar bending schedule, etc. All the full information needed for your shop drawing, accurate shop drawing. And we also stands for open beam, right? So we have the IFC for precast, and we are also part of the work group. And regarding machinery wise, because now we have Industry 4.0, so a lot of governments around the world are actually pushing for automation in precast factories, for example, right? So a lot of this production are actually moving to fully automated factories, and in Singapore we have quite a few of these kind of factories popping up, and there is a significant demand for our software because I can say we are the only one in the market who can guarantee compatibility with this machinery production with our data. And lastly, which is I think most importantly as well, because we are a fully precast software designed by precasters for precasters. So for BIM to actually work, it's not just about a single software whereby you can design or do structural analysis, do rebar, for example. It is about the full precast workflow, from conception to construction, right, to handing over to your developers, etc. All this has to be accounted for when you want to do a more efficient precast or effective precast workflow, right? So I have a few examples that I want to show you around the world. So in our headquarter country, Austria, we have this customer, Obendorfer. It's a huge company with producing over 1 million square of slabs, 1.6 million square of walls, and 1,100 precast structure parts every day. And they are using our PLANBAR solution worldwide, and they do have automated plants using mesh rolling machine and 5-axis milling machines, for example, for these complex precast parts. And the performance of their designer has been phenomenal because they have been using our solution for many years, and we have been supporting their precast workflow as well. And as you can see from this number, 50 meters square per hour for precast shop drawing produced, including 3D models, shop drawings and reports, and also data for production in the automated plants. And another example is FDU, which has 27 plants across Europe. You can see from the maps. They are a huge company with so many precast plants around the European region or Germany region, and they produce 9 million square of slabs per year, 1.7 million square of walls per year. And I think they only employ like 1,000 employees in total to operate 27 of these plants, and including production, shop drawing, creation, etc. Right, so this is actually enabled by our team solution, which we will present to you tomorrow. Factories by different owners, but all the machines same size, producing the same precast parts, but we're using our software where they can actually achieve maximum production within a short period of 4 to 6 months time, including training, configurations, etc. Right, so we have more than 700 precast customers worldwide, and altogether they deploys about 10,000 workstations, producing 230 million square of precast parts per year, and they spread across the world. In Singapore, we have Robin Village, Greyform, right, and in Indonesia, we have some customers as well, GPU, Indopura, etc. And we have a very strong foothold in Thailand as well, and also across the world in China, in Europe, and also in America. So today's crowd is a little bit special because we have a quite a sizable audience size from the students from universities, very reputable universities in Indonesia. So we are glad that you are here with us as well. So with the skill set in PLANBAR or plan, you can actually use it to, for easier employment, for example, right? It is actually quite in demand at this point of time. And maybe a short sneak preview for tomorrow, right? So today we explained the precast workflow, but tomorrow we will show you more on the reporting, how you can report. And this is very important if you work in a company whereby you want to have accurate invoice generation, for example, and you want to create this reports so that your management can see like what kind of how much concrete or how much rebar you are using for this project, for example. And we will also be talking about this team platform that I've been talking about, Technical Information and Integration Manager. It's a model-based word preparation platform, and with cross-platform integration possible as well, including mobile information management. Right. So for now, we have some questions, or actually a lot of questions coming in from our audience here, and we appreciate your kind response. And so for the first question that we have is actually about lifting hangers. I think, and the second question is actually about parametric object. So let me just pass the screen to my colleague, and he will show you how it can actually be done. Right. And one more thing is that because we have so many questions coming in, so if your question is not actually answered for now, we apologize for that, and we will answer it after the session, and we'll give you a satisfied answer right after the session, because we cannot accommodate all these questions coming, and we'll apologize for that. Yeah. Siren, please.
Thank you, Max. Okay. Regarding to your question number one is lifting angle. So just to show you what happened when we, let's say, make some changes or modification on precast wall model. So now you can see there are lifting angle at the top of the wall. It's normally actually, but lifting angle you can get automatic lifting angle according to your CG, according to your center of gravity. So what happens if, let's say, I make some modification on my precast wall? I create opening here, and now you can see the system will, let's say, will reposition your angle or your lifting angle. If I undo and redo, now you can get the result. Okay. Or even I create, or let's say I have the create merging from here to here. Wait, not here. Okay, again. Okay, I think because of, okay, I understood why. Few minutes, I have to resign. Okay. Okay, focus on this element. Okay, if I, let's say, decide, you can see what happened. The system will automatically reposition of your lifting angle according to your CG. Okay.
So, sorry, may I jump in short in? Here you have seen exactly what's happened before. If the 3D walls is connecting together, there is a very strictly control that you cannot even extend it. That is very important. It's just to mention it.
Yeah, thank you, Yusuf. Yeah, because the wall is connected together, and you have no possibility to, let's say, to add or merging the new wall into the existing elements because of the clash between two walls. Okay, and the second question is a parametric object. So, okay, we have Python path, we have smart path. But if you expect to have a parametric object from PLANBAR, we also have parametric object for 3D elements. Let's say, for example, if I create one box here, and with the block, when I click on that, you can see now there is a temporary dimension. With the temporary dimension, you just key in new dimension, new size of your width, length, or height of your objects, whatever you want. And of course, you can easily handle it as well. Depends on you. You can change options if you want to decide by scale or decide by point. Depends on you. Okay. And then for the clash check, actually we have a plugin. We say that it's a OR check. With OR check, you can check any objects, any items in the 3D modeling. You can see on the screen now. You can check architecture element with engineering, with precast, with reinforcement, with anything that you want to check. But in this video, we show you, let's say, how to use LU editor. With the LU editor, you have to define object 1 and object 2 to check what happens. And of course, you can define color and gap between elements or the LU. And then now you have the report or result of the checking on each object with clash together. We'll show you a small box or small highlight. You can decide by your own, okay, to fix if this clash or not. But we also have the feature that you can use to check clash between elements. And this module, this add-on is free of charge. You can download by your own, install and use it without any cost. It's for the clash check. And for the other question, if we want to have bend bar for some area of your slab. Let's say, for example, I need to have bend bar for 1, 2, or let's say 3 bars from this side. So how can I do? I just make the support separation, and then go to bend bar 25 centimeter and okay, and now we get bend bar. Oh, sorry, I made 4 bars to have bend bar. Okay, you can move it. Sorry. Okay, if you want to, you can delete and create new ones again. But okay, I will not create it again. I just show you what happened after I delete it. Okay, so you can have some bar to bend if you want to have on each side of your slab or even wall. Okay, that's all from my side for Q&A. Next.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Can you please
All right.
take
So
over?
approach us, no worries. And this is our contact. You can, for Piranti Sarana, it is actually contact@pirantisarana.co.id, or you can approach Mr. Stephanus Siswanto directly as well, right? So, and also do look out for email for recorded webinars, and feedbacks are highly appreciated. And we also have another session tomorrow, right? And for now, let me just pass the presentation to Mr. Reza, who will do a closing speech. Yeah, Mr. Reza, please.
Okay, thank you. So, Oke, terima kasih buat tim dari PLANBAR yang atas presentasi. Thank you so much for your presentation. Sekarang saya ini share tentang attendance dan feedback link buat Bapak Ibu peserta semuanya. Silahkan diketik ulang di browsernya link feedback ini, kemudian diisi sesuai yang diminta ya di dalam link ini. Nanti Bapak Ibu sekali lagi saya ingatkan untuk penamaan nama Bapak Ibu supaya nanti yang di sertifikat itu rapih ya, sesuai apa yang Bapak Ibu mau. Tolong nanti dibikin rapi, misalkan huruf-huruf depannya itu jadi besar dari nama depan dan nama belakang. Kemudian juga kalau misalnya menyematkan gelar akademik silakan juga gitu ya buat Bapak Ibu semua. Nanti karena kita mencetak e-sertifikatnya berdasarkan nama yang Bapak Ibu tulis di dalam feedback ini. Kemudian untuk link feedback ini akan kami buka selama 15 menit ya. Kami tunggu sampai jam 16:15 waktu Indonesia Barat. Silakan kami tunggu sampai 15 menit. Kemudian untuk link e-sertifikat nanti tautannya akan kita sampaikan tadi ya, di awal juga sudah saya sampaikan maksimal sebulan, dan melalui media sosial kami di Instagram @sibima_konstruksi dan Facebook Sibima Konstruksi. Nanti silakan dipantau di sana. Kami sampaikan link untuk Bapak Ibu bisa mendownload e-sertifikat. Seperti itu. Kemudian besok nanti masih ada lagi, ini silakan Bapak Ibu yang berminat untuk mendaftar kembali ya, jangan lupa. Ini sebenarnya sudah dibuka nih sama Pak Asis jadi 3.000 ya, tapi karena baru diinformasikan ada link registrasi baru kemarin, kami sudah posting langsung di Instagram dan Facebook, tapi mungkin ini banyak orang yang juga belum ini kali ya, belum aware sama, karena ada
Pak,
informasi
masih banyak yang menanyakan ke kita juga, Pak.
Iya, iya Pak, kita juga mau kalau misalnya mau
next,
broadcast seperti iya nggak apa-apa. Iya. Ya, terima kasih Pak Sis. Bapak Ibu semua sekali lagi terima kasih banyak atas partisipasinya. Dan nanti untuk PLANBAR, kalau ini hanya Piranti aja Pak ya, PT-nya Pak ya, satu-satunya juga
Ya,
yang
betul Pak.
official representatifnya dari PLANBAR. Oke.
Betul Pak.
Ya, menarik banget ya ini webinar seminggu ini. Kemarin tuh yang hari Senin tentang engineering, all plan, yang hari kedua all plan bridge, kemudian BIMPAS, dan sekarang tentang PLANBAR gitu ya. Ini mudah-mudahan nih buat Bapak Ibu semua di seluruh Indonesia ini bisa bermanfaat. Ya, pastinya sih harusnya bermanfaat ya, dan bisa diaplikasikan gitu ya. Apalagi untuk yang pengusaha-pengusaha mungkin kayak Precast ya, ini bagus banget gitu. Ini Pak Sis, kami baru sekali ini Pak yang
besok akan bisa dilihat hubungannya dengan produksi Pak.
Oh, oke. Ya, menarik.
Besok bisa dilihat bagaimana kaitannya dengan produksi teknologi apa yang ada di dunia saat ini untuk produksi hanya dari model saja Pak. Kita nggak perlu lagi memasang satu persatu Pak. Bisa langsung otomatis dengan robot juga.
Oke. Tapi kalau untuk penerapannya ada nggak sih Pak, sampai bangunan gedung misalnya lantai berapa gitu yang pakai ini bantuan tadi, maksudnya robot untuk langsung install atau gimana gitu Pak? Maksudnya langsung install gitu?
Bukan, pada saat kita bikin precast Pak, pada saat kita bikin precast kan biasanya kan orang yang satu persatu Pak. Nah ini
orang,
sudah
iya. Oh gitu. Iya.
Besok akan disampaikan
ini Bapak.
Akan ditunjukkan juga.
Mantap. Ini sebenarnya kita untuk webinar yang precast kaitan sama BIM baru kali ini nih Pak nih. Makanya terima kasih banyak nih Pak Sis dan juga tim PLANBAR nih.
Sama
ya,
Pak.
Biasanya kan modeling aja tuh Pak, ya kan?
Ya. Besok bisa dilihat Pak, untuk proses produksi Pak. Jadi selain 3D modelingnya, Bapak bisa link dengan mesin langsung. Jadi benar-benar mengurangi tingkat kesalahan Pak.
Iya. Kalau yang udah penerapannya kayak gitu di negara mana Pak?
Di Indonesia sudah Pak. Di Indonesia sudah. Tadi sudah sempat disebutkan ada Indopora, ada DPU. Di
Indonesia sudah.
Ada pas kita beton Precast nih, mereka sudah, cuman belum nyambung ke mesin Pak. Yang sudah nyambung ke mesin tuh beberapa sih. Kalau di Thailand banyak Pak.
Oh, oke.
Thailand lebih
setahu saya memang banyak
Pak.
Iya.
Besok akan bisa ditunjukkan Pak beberapa video.
Iya, ini ya memang gara-gara ini sih kayaknya Pak ya, karena link baru itu ya, link registrasi baru jadinya 500 ini. Kalau misalkan tadinya nggak jadi
masih banyak yang terima Pak. Masih banyak yang nanya ke saya kok nggak bisa masuk. Oh, linknya udah ganti. Nggak apa-apa Pak.
Iya, dia mungkin nggak ngeh Pak.
Masih ada waktu lagi.
Iya, saya karena memang kerjanya kegiatannya online terus ini di kantor, terus juga mantengin email, jadinya saya ini ada baru nih, langsung dua link kan.
Betul. Nggak semuanya lihat Pak, nggak semuanya lihat memang.
Iya, langsung teman-teman saya bilang publikasiin di Instagram sama di Facebook karena kan paling banyak di situ Pak.
Betul.
Masanya kita.
Oke. Terima kasih banget Pak bantuannya dari teman-teman BPTK ini, jadi sangat membantu kami juga karena kan kita harus edukasi ya, terutama kan seperti yang tadi digambarkan mengenai Indonesia 4.0 kan Pak, itu memang harus ke arah sana. Jadi kita memang terlibat di dalam situ juga kan.
Iya. Kita juga terima kasih banyak nih Pak Sis, karena ini kan memperkaya hasanah kami juga, khususnya di PUPR dan juga rekan-rekan peserta ini semua, Bapak Ibu peserta semua gitu kan. Ini sebenarnya BIM ini kan ekosistemnya luas banget Pak, yang nyambung ke sana kemari.
Betul. Nanti kalau yang di Ancol udah siap kan kita bisa ikut terlibat Pak. Yang di Ancol kan sebentar lagi mestinya kalau sudah selesai pandeminya kita bisa langsung terlibat di situ Pak.
Iya Pak, bisa Pak. Tapi kalau yang untuk nanti itu PLANBAR juga ada rencana ini Pak, selain all plan, apa all plan dulu aja?
Mungkin awalnya all plan dulu, nanti baru diikuti. Karena PLANBAR memang dia belum diberikan student versionnya saat ini Pak. Memang sedang dalam pembicaraan dalam waktu dekat.
Iya. Nanti
kalau
besok
yang all plan kan
sama
core-nya Pak. Sama Pak, core-nya sama Pak.
Iya.
90% ya isinya all plan, Pak.
Oh gitu.
10%-nya
Memang
planta.
ya.
Satu perusahaan, Pak. Satu induk.
Pak, satu induk ya. Iya makanya ini sebenarnya saling ini ya, saling terkait semua. Jangan
Semuanya
tadinya udah kayak
terkait,
berita
Pak.
gitu.
Terus kalau kemarin dilihat di
Iya, saling
BIMPLAS, Pak, di teknologi BIMPLAS itu kemarin nggak sempat dijelaskan semua itu, Pak. Nantinya itu semuanya akan nyambung di situ, Pak. Jadi BIMPLAS itu free, Pak. BIMPLAS itu free.
Oh gitu.
Sampai dengan 2 giga itu free, Pak. Jadi benar-benar bisa dimanfaatkan untuk teman-teman yang mau mencoba untuk langsung itu kan nggak perlu diinstal, Pak. Cuman perlu mendaftar saja. Begitu mendaftar, tidak hanya untuk produk-produk all-plan, Pak. Dia bisa baca seluruh IFC, Pak. Dia bisa baca DGN, Revit, dan segala macam. Sehingga bisa dipakai untuk kolaborasi, bisa dipakai untuk pengecekan lapangan juga, gitu loh. Dan benar-benar free, Pak. Benar-benar free sampai dengan 2 giga, Pak. Kalau kapasitasnya sudah lewat, ya buka akun baru aja.
Bukan baru.
Iya, kalau yang berbayar memang dia bisa nggak terbatas, tapi kan mungkin nggak semuanya ya. Mungkin kalau untuk student kan dia benar-benar pengen pakai dulu ya, itu benar-benar free, Pak. Bahkan bukan untuk student pun yang BIMPLAS memang free, Pak. Memang kita ada versi yang namanya freemium.
Oh gitu. Iya.
Benar-benar ditujukan untuk supaya kita ini kolaborasi. Kalau nggak terjadi kolaborasi kan sebenarnya nggak terlalu banyak manfaatnya, Pak. Begitu sudah terjadi kolaborasi kan baru dilihat manfaatnya.
Iya. Kapan-kapan emang ini mungkin lebih fokus ke ini kali ya, bikin webinar BIMPLAS-nya lagi ini barangkali. Kemarin kan udah ikut, tapi
Bisa, Pak.
udah ikut banyak juga sih, 800-an.
Bisa, Pak. Nanti kita
Selama
bisa
itu-
bicarakan. Dan memang topiknya yang itu kan belum kita bahas, Pak. Ini tadi banyak sekali pertanyaan juga yang mengenai bangunan, Pak. Karena waktunya saja sih. Sebenarnya kita bangunan arsitektur kan kita masih punya produk, Pak.
Dalam bahasa sendiri kan lebih cepat mudah di ini, Pak ya.
Ya,
Lebih
cuman kan ini
cepat
edukasi
paham
juga,
gitu.
Pak. Teman-teman, Pak. Buat teman-teman mahasiswa.
Iya betul. Tapi memang ada, iya satu sisi ada ininya juga, ada ya pasti pada senang kalau misalkan kayak kemarin teman-teman karena iya, oh dari Jerman materinya, oh iya dari ini, oh iya, jadi pada semangat juga ya. Tergantung ininya sih, kalau ada pasarnya masing-masing.
Masing-masing ada pasarnya. Tapi kita terbuka. Jadi seperti tadi yang ditanyakan ke teman-teman ya, saya bilang nanti pelatihan berikutnya pasti dalam bahasa Indonesia karena kalau sifatnya pelatihan kan harus gampang dipahamin. Kalau sifatnya webinar ini kan cuma sekedar menunjukkan produk, Pak.
Iya, nice to know aja kalau webinar ya.
Ya kita bahasa Indonesia, Pak. Tinggal diatur, Pak. Nanti Pak Cakra, Pak Reza kan akan atur. Kita bisa ngikutin aja, Pak.
Iya Pak.
Pelatihan-pelatihan gratis untuk teman-teman gitu kan.
Iya betul. Apalagi karena dari kemarin tuh saya kalau untuk yang platform kolaborasinya kan dengarnya pakai apa BIM 360 kebanyakan ya. Ini barangkali kalau misalkan BIM Plus bisa gratis sampai 2 giga kan semakin banyak yang tahu, semakin ada pilihan istilahnya gitu kan.
Memang gratis, Pak, sampai saat ini masih gratis. Jadi memang benar-benar bisa dipakai nggak hanya untuk produk-produk kita, Pak, bisa digabungkan dengan seluruh yang IFC, Pak. Standarnya kan IFC, Pak.
Iya.
Waktunya udah
5 menit lagi Pak. Pak boleh dibuka ini videonya Pak. Buat apa?
Video yang mana?
Buat di saya screen capture Pak.
Oh, sudah saya kopikan, Pak. Nanti akan saya mulai hari ini saya akan kirim, Pak. sudah kita rapikan, yang hari pertama, hari kedua sudah kita rapikan, hari ketiga besok kita kirim ke Bapak. Jadi yang 1-2 hari ini kita rapikan, besok saya kirim ke Bapak, terus yang ke-4, 5 itu saya tunggu. Betul. Jadi kita rapikan dulu, kan banyak hal yang kadang-kadang nggak rapi, kita rapikan dulu, kita edit, baru kita kirim. Supaya Bapak bisa tinggal upload saja, Pak.
Siap. Iya, siap. Udah banyak yang nanyain tuh Pak, materi-materinya. Sama ring recordingnya ya Pak?
Betul Pak, recordingnya akan kita kasih ke Bapak juga tuh Pak.
Iya, biar tinggal kita upload.